Welcome everyone to our webinar series on IRRICAD. Thank you for joining us today. I'd like to introduce our team once again. My name is Graham Hutchinson with Nelson Irrigation, Mike Noftel, Independent Consultant, Washington State, Steve McCoon, Nelson Irrigation, Walla Walla, Joe Vivier, the IRRICAD Global Support Person in New Zealand, and Ignacio Del Campo, Nelson Irrigation in Chile. This is our schedule. We're almost to the end of our schedule. This webinar is going to be on IRRICAD Link. Please use the question and answer feature of Zoom to post questions. Para los asistentes de habla español, se puede hacer preguntas por el menú preguntas y respuestas. Trataremos de contestarles en español. So as we go into IRRICAD Link, it's worthwhile having a look at the history of the development of IRRICAD. And the very first version of IRRICAD was introduced in 1987. That's a long time ago. And it didn't have a CAD interface. It was coordinate entry, and so there was no drawing capability. You entered the boundary points by coordinates. In 1992, a version of IRRICAD was introduced that had a CAD interface, and that interface was developed by the IRRICAD engineers, and it was still DOS-based. Around 2000, a version of IRRICAD for Windows was released, and rather than reinvent the wheel, the IRRICAD programmers selected and then used a CAD engine that was available at the time called VisualCAD. And that CAD engine has been used since then and is still the CAD engine behind the latest version of IRRICAD 19 standalone. And as the developers develop new tools in IRRICAD, they introduce them in new versions. As the VisualCAD people enhance their software, those features have been incorporated in the background in standalone. Back in 2017, 2018, the IRRICAD people introduced a version of IRRICAD called IRRICAD Link. And IRRICAD Link runs inside of AutoCAD or BricsCAD. And so that has been in the market now since the end of 2017, early 18. It's currently version 18, and version 19 will be released soon, and it will have the same features as standalone 19. So probably the key difference between the two is with IRRICAD standalone, IRRICAD is in the forefront and the CAD engine is in the background. Most of you probably don't realize that the CAD engine is VisualCAD. What you see is IRRICAD, and the CAD engine works in the background. With IRRICAD Link, it's almost the opposite. If you use AutoCAD, what you open up and see is AutoCAD. If you use BricsCAD, what you open up and see is BricsCAD. And IRRICAD is a plugin in those programs, and there are menus available to use the IRRICAD features. The capability of IRRICAD is the same in standalone and Link. So Link is a plugin. It does run inside of AutoCAD or BricsCAD. They are the only two options. And it's necessary to have your own license. AutoCAD or BricsCAD does not come with IRRICAD Link. And you need AutoCAD 2018 or newer, and you need BricsCAD, or you need BricsCAD version 18 or newer. And as IRRICAD Link upgrades, it will also be necessary to upgrade the AutoCAD or BricsCAD software. As IRRICAD Link 19 comes out soon, it will not be compatible with AutoCAD 2016. So if you have Link, it will be necessary to maintain upgraded versions of both your basic CAD program, your base CAD program, and IRRICAD Link. So we get asked sometimes why IRRICAD Link was developed, and a big part of the reason was request from IRRICAD users. Some IRRICAD users start off a design using AutoCAD or BricsCAD, and they do the base layout. They export that, import it into IRRICAD standalone, complete the design, then go back out to AutoCAD or BricsCAD. And having IRRICAD Link means that that whole process can stay in the same program. AutoCAD and BricsCAD change their software as time goes on, and so IRRICAD standalone always has to play catch up in order to open and read the AutoCAD files. And with IRRICAD Link, that's not necessary. With IRRICAD Link, there's more market potential because some markets use exclusively the AutoCAD or BricsCAD platform. Some people like the greater range of drawing tools available in those programs. They do come with better graphical performance, and just because they're sold in so many different countries, there is a range of language available in AutoCAD and BricsCAD, and you can switch the language easily. And long-term sustainability is a factor in developing Link, while VisualCAD is still alive and healthy. It's been around a long time, and just like if we look back 30 years, there were more spreadsheet programs available, a lot more other presentation programs available, but now the range is limited. And so just to ensure sustainability, IRRICAD developed Link to go with AutoCAD and BricsCAD to ensure sustainability in the future. So another big question is which IRRICAD is best for you, and there are some good factors here. If you have no AutoCAD experience, it's probably a good idea to start with IRRICAD standalone. Learning the AutoCAD environment and IRRICAD is a big task on its own. They are two fairly sizable chunks of experience to learn. So if you have no AutoCAD, BricsCAD experience, it's probably a good idea to start off with standalone. If your colleagues use IRRICAD standalone, it's a good idea to go that route. If time is limited and you don't have AutoCAD experience, then standalone is definitely an option for you because there is a time investment in learning the AutoCAD platform. And also budget-wise, if you don't want to maintain two programs and pay for the upgrades each year for those two programs, standalone is a better route for you. If you have an interest in IRRICAD Link, but some of these factors apply to you, you can always learn IRRICAD first and then transition to Link, and we'll talk about that in a second. On the other side, if you do have AutoCAD experience, I think you will enjoy IRRICAD Link because you will be more comfortable with the drawing compatibility and drawing features. If you already have a license of AutoCAD or BricsCAD, then that's a good thing. If your office uses an AutoCAD platform, that's a big factor in going to Link. And if your customers use AutoCAD, that can be a driving force in using Link and getting up to speed on that platform. And some people may have a desire to learn more about CAD, to create better detailed drawings, to create 3D models of assemblies, and have a higher level of presentation. And they're all good reasons to go to a higher level of CAD platform like AutoCAD or BricsCAD and use IRRICAD Link. So we can transition from AutoCAD to Link. It doesn't need to be one or the other. You can, if you're an existing IRRICAD standalone user, you can transition to Link. Or if you're going to be a new user, you can start off with standalone and then transition to Link. The cost is $200. It does mean that you need the latest version of IRRICAD standalone. So if you're one or two versions behind, there's a catch-up cost there, and then $200 to transition to Link. Plus, you need to obtain the AutoCAD or BricsCAD license. You can run both. I have both in my system, and my IRRICAD key runs both standalone and Link, as long as you qualify for both. Standalone files, all your old designs can be exported and then imported into IRRICAD Link. Link files cannot be converted back to standalone. So once you move entirely to Link, then your designs are in that format, and it won't be possible to open them up in a version of standalone. Both standalone and Link use the same database, so you only have to maintain the same database. So now we'll have a look at what they look like, and I'll stop share this and then share my screen. And so hopefully now you're looking at a blue window screen. Let me know if that's not the case. I'm going to...
You're okay, Hutch.
Thank you. Here is AutoCAD, and here we have the design that I actually used in the multiple water supply webinar. And you can see that I'm in AutoCAD, and it's customized with the toolbars that I want. AutoCAD and BricsCAD have the option of ribbons or toolbars. I tend to use toolbars because they consume less screen space. But it's highly customizable. You can set it up how you like, and then operate from there. With your AutoCAD toolbars and the IRRICAD toolbars, you can see the IRRICAD toolbars just above the design. Also notice that I have two designs open in the same at the one time, and so that is a feature of IRRICAD Link, is that you can have multiple designs or drawings open at the same time. Next, I'll transition to BricsCAD, and this is the version of BricsCAD that I operate. Again, highly customizable. I've got the BricsCAD toolbars and the IRRICAD toolbars that I want, and you can actually create your own toolbars and add some tools into there, which I have done. This particular design is a gravity pressurized big gun design. It's in Ecuador. There's a lot of elevation difference from this reservoir here. If we click on this contour, we can see that it's 2,715 meters, so we're quite high above sea level. And at the bottom, we drop down almost to 100 meters, which is plenty of pressure to pressurize these big guns. And it's 4 guns run at a time. We can look at some of the reports, which are very, very similar to the standalone reports. Mainline summary report is an example. And you can see, and the units are metric, 9.7 liters per second, or a total flow of 28.8 liters per second. That's about 450 gallons a minute. So these guns, 4 guns running at a time, just over 100 gallons a minute each. 40 meters of pressure, about 60 psi. And this is the pressure available upstream of each gun position. And these guns have 1000 series control valves on them with pressure regulating pilots, and the wireless twig automation system on there. But you can see that we have more than enough pressure upstream of each gun at the hydrant, and so pressure regulation is necessary. And a quick look at the bill of materials, and we can see again, the list of materials is very, very similar. One of the things that is very different about AutoCAD BricsCAD is that you have what is called a model space, and that's the drawing space that you see at the moment. And that is called model space, and it's how you draw, it's where you draw and model the plan that you're working on. And it's down here with a tab here, and it's called model space. You can see that I've got some other tabs here, and that's what they call layout space or paper space. And these are configurations of your plan that are configured for different printing layouts. And so I've created, you can create as many as you want, but here is one that I've created. And this is a configuration, a layout to print the plan or print to a PDF to send the customer. And we populate the IRRICAD legend with a scale and that sort of thing. And you can personalize the legend that you want and the layout that you want. Along with that, you can also do the same thing, but zoom into a very specific location. And so if you want to have different printouts with showing different details of the design, you're able to do that. And then the last one I've got here is some detailed drawings. And again, I put these on the main plan, but these are created into one print layout that is there, that it stays with the design as I save it. So everything comes from this, what is called model space, but you can create your different print layouts, and they stay with the design and are saved with the design. Again, I have another design open here. This is, I think this is approximately 65 hectares of a solid set sprinkler layout, about 150 acres. So again, you can have various designs open at the same time. You can see all the layers to the right here, and the layers that are associated with IRRICAD start with IRR _. I have imported this particular layout using a DWG file that was sent to me. So there are a lot of different layers here that came with that drawing. And I've created some of my own layers. One of the other things that I take advantage of in the IRRICAD environment, in the AutoCAD BricsCAD environment, is that there are tremendous drawing tools available, but also there's a programming language behind AutoCAD and BricsCAD that some people over time have developed tools that are not that don't exist in AutoCAD or BricsCAD. But this programming environment allows them to create their own tools, and there are public sources of these tools. And I'll demonstrate one that I found and I use from time to time. And this particular tool is called the Max Circle, and it's not a it doesn't come with AutoCAD BricsCAD. It's one of these little programs that that I've incorporated, and so I can select this. Well, if I select all the entities first, well, let me change it to a boundary. So now I have a complete boundary, and if I use my Max Circle tool, it does a best fit of a circle in an irregular boundary. So that's an example of some of those tools that people have written and they make public, and there are a number of those that I use, and they're out there if you want to get into that sort of thing. But for laying out pivots and that sort of thing, that's a very good, very useful tool to use. So that's a quick overview of IRRICAD Link. The process of doing a design is exactly the same. Here we have our zone menu with all the options under zones that you see in standalone. The mainline menu with the same options that you have in standalone. The design menu, checking outlet connectivity, designing the zones, doing the management, and then designing the mainline. And then we have the computer selection of fittings, and then the report. So the same features that are in standalone exist in IRRICAD Link. So we've got a little bit of time for questions. Do we have any open questions out there, Steve?
Yes, we have two ones, Hutch.
Okay.
First one is from Francisco Lopez. He asked, firstly, if there is a demo link to try IRRICAD Link, and secondly, which is the program or language that is where you search it for these new tools, like the one that you just shown.
Okay, to answer the first question, is there a trial period? If you're running the latest version of IRRICAD standalone, we can give you a trial of Link, and we can set an expiration on that, and then you can make a decision. So we usually do that for maybe 1 month, and so that is possible. But it is necessary to have a fairly up-to-date version of either AutoCAD or BricsCAD. And the answer to the second question is the programming language that is used to write some of these tools is called Lisp, L-I-S-P. And if you search that, you'll find a tremendous library of Lisp. They call them Lisp routines. And there are instructions online on how to incorporate those into either AutoCAD or BricsCAD. Well, I think that may have wrapped up the questions. Let me share my PowerPoint again. And so our next webinar is in 2 days' time on Thursday the 19th, Thursday the 11th rather. And what we will be doing there is that Joe will be joining us from New Zealand, and we will be going over the new features in standalone 19 and giving a demonstration of those features. So thanks for joining us today. We will post a recording of this on our YouTube channel, and we look forward to seeing you on Thursday.